Dr. Ortiz worked as an anesthesiologist at Baylor Scott & White Surgicare, North Dallas. It's located on Coit Road and remains closed. Last week, the Texas Medical Board suspended Ortiz's license, saying he was a threat to the community. The board says it was notified by law enforcement that Ortiz was under investigation and seen on surveillance video handling IV bags. When those IVs were then used on patients during routine surgeries, the patient suffered serious cardiac issues. Tests showed the IVs contained tiny holes and were spiked with the drug Bupivacaine. Another doctor at Surgicare, Melanie Kaspar, died this summer after she took an IV bag home to hydrate herself after she wasn't feeling well. According to public records, Ortiz has a troubled history. The IRS has placed numerous liens on his 7,000 square foot home in Murphy, accusing him at one point of owing more than $4 million in unpaid taxes. The Texas Medical Board has documented his criminal history and past disciplinary cases. Ortiz was arrested for assaulting at least 2 women over the years, and a third woman filed for an emergency protective order, according to board records. He also served 25 days in the Collin County Jail for animal abuse, convicted of shooting a neighbor's dog with a pellet gun.
After 4 hours in a packed courtroom, the judge of the 289th District Court said that 18-year-old Edgar De La Cruz will be transitioning to adult prison for 25 years. Sebastian's mother, Melanie Carpio, spoke to us after about what it was like facing her son's killer and what this means moving forward.
I will never get Sebastian back, and 25 years that this individual will serve in the adult prison will never be enough for me.
It was a long afternoon in the 289th courtroom at the Juvenile Probation Center. Several witnesses testified in the transfer release hearing of 18-year-old Edgar De La Cruz.
It appears that Edgar struggled to truly take accountability and was attempting to see what he could get away with.
A representative from the Texas Juvenile Justice Department spent most of the time on the witness stand, picking apart the past 8 months De La Cruz was in the juvenile system, depicting the programs he completed and his history of drugs and violence prior to Sebastian's murder.
At this point in time, Judge, the state's position is that he is not ready for parole. 8 months of treatment is clearly not enough.
Melanie Carpio took the witness stand and faced her son's killer, emotionally explaining the hurt he has caused.
He took away my entire life. He might as well have killed me as well.
De La Cruz's uncle was brought to the witness stand, explaining he could be responsible for the murder if put on parole. But after all testimonies, the judge wasted no time to transition De La Cruz to adult prison for 25 years. Carpio says this is not the end.
I ask that my Sebastian's case serve as a good purpose for those families that are victims of aggravated robberies, of murders, to not give up.
Melanie Carpio says she was able to face her son's killer with the strength of God and with the strength of Sebastian on her side. She says, though, that the fight is not over because there are other individuals involved with Sebastian's murder, and she will continue to fight.
We are offering a rebate back to ratepayers of CPS that acknowledges the exorbitant prices that have been part of this summer's gas price spike.
Our top story tonight, after months of sometimes heated debate, this afternoon the San Antonio City Council approved its historic $3.4 billion budget. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us for News 4 San Antonio at 5. I'm Robert Price. The budget also comes with that aforementioned rebate for all CPS Energy customers. News 4 San Antonio's Jim Lefko explains what made that so contentious.
Motion carries. We have a budget.
I feel good. It's a budget that does a number of important things, not the least of which is restore basic services to pre-pandemic levels.
That's Mayor Ron Nirenberg's take on the long process that finally produced a budget today. Before the budget passed, a motion to delay a vote on what to do with a $42.5 million CPS Energy windfall failed by the narrowest of margins. The vote was 5-5-1, with Councilwoman Ana Sandoval abstaining.
There was a split vote of whether or not it should be delayed. There was a 9-1 vote on the rebate in the adoption of the budget.
District 1 Councilman Mario Bravo cast the lone no vote.
And this is a consensus document. Not everybody agrees on every aspect of it.
The CPS Energy rebates will be $30 on an average bill, credited by the end of the year. Customers can opt out and add to the $7.5 million that's being earmarked for low-income assistance. Many large businesses are expected to do precisely that, the mayor predicted. The plan mirrors what City Manager Eric Walsh first proposed about a month ago. After much dissent, the budget passed with the rebate intact.
They're always a little bit different, right? And there's always issues.
Several council members wanted to use the money to pay for trees to reduce heat islands in the city and weatherization expansion. While that didn't happen, Sandoval's $10 million climate action proposal was adopted.
What the council adopted today is, in my view, historic, which is that we created a sustaining revolving fund for climate action moving forward.
Also approved was an increase in funding to $300,000 for the MLK parade.